Alright, YouTube, so I don't necessarily like staying on the same topic a lot, so, I kind of feel like I've been making too many videos on this subject, especially the last one I made, which hit over 800 views, and an onslaught of angry Republicans or people that are Democrats that just despise transgender people would put down. But a video came across my attention today, and it is essentially by a guy named Coach Dave. And what Coach Dave did was he went to his local Target store, and while his daughter, not wife, while his daughter went to use the restroom, there's like a, how normal Targets are set up. They have the little hallway that curves and bends, and then that's the door to the restroom. What Coach Dave did was he stood outside of the little hallway and basically stood out there to quote-unquote guard his daughter while she used the restroom, to make sure no cross-dressing, evil maniac transgender person comes in and rapes or sexually assaults his daughter, rather. Now I'm going to play a few clips from that video. It's about 2 minutes long. I'll have the original video in the description. Watch this, I'll get back to you.
My daughter's in the restroom. I'm just kind of guarding it right now because I was in yesterday and they told us that a man could in fact walk in on her while she's in that restroom. I'm not going to let my daughter be in danger, so I'm going to stand here and let people know. I noticed on the door that there's no warning. There's no warning on the restroom
hey,
door.
Deanna, can I have you come up to the front, please?
There's no warning on the restroom door there's no warning that a man could walk in that restroom. There's no warning at all. And so I just feel that I have a moral obligation to warn women. But I believe you're violating the law.
This isn't our store policy. This is something you talk to headquarters about.
Okay, I've talked to headquarters about it.
Okay.
And yesterday I was here as well, and they said that a man can walk in and use the restroom, a woman's restroom.
Gianna's coming. Okay.
Protect
Gianna,
women.
can I have you up here right now, please?
She's okay. I spoke to Gianna yesterday.
Okay. She's going to ask you the same thing.
I know she is. Aaron, everywhere I look, there's no warning at all that a man could walk into a woman's restroom. Hey, Gianna, it's me. Talked to you yesterday.
Gotta go fast.
Gianna, I just want you to know that I escorted my daughter into the restroom.
Okay.
I escorted her in, and I came because somebody can walk in on her.
Okay.
And so that's our concern. And we'll shut it off for a minute.
Alright, so now that you saw that, my first complaint is, why is it so hard for people to film video in landscape mode? Is it really that hard to press record, flip the phone horizontally? Believe it or not, kiddos, there are some of us who still like to use Facebook on PCs and such from time to time, and, it looks kind of disgusting when 60% of the screen is black and you have this little slither of a video in the middle of the screen. But on a more serious note, I have to ask a question. And it's quite apparent that this wasn't really I'm concerned for my daughter's safety. This seems to be a political stunt veiled as I'm going to be my daughter's guardian angel. But I have a question, and this especially goes out to my female subscribers, and I know I have them. It says at least 30% of my total viewership is female, or at least they put themselves down as female. So any females watching this, I have this question. You walk into a Target restroom, and you're faced with two scenarios. Tell me which makes you feel more uncomfortable. You pooping in a stall or peeing, and a transgender woman comes in. You don't even know that the person used to be a man, and they take a poop or a pee or both, and they wash their hands hopefully, and walk out of the restroom. Or you approach the restroom only to find Coach Dave and his entourage of fellow Mom God Apple Pie Republicans. Jesus number one. America is best. Little clique there sitting outside of the doorway. Tell me which would make you feel more uncomfortable. Now, I'm certain that at least 80% of you probably said Coach Dave and his entourage. I would probably go on to assume that you would walk away from the restroom because it's probably intimidating and odd. And I would bet that you would also just go to the next store or just wait till you got home. Isn't it odd how the people that despise Target's policy are acting creepier than the people they say are creepy? And furthermore, for discussion, why are people so concerned that sex offenders are going to take advantage of this, but yet they have never lobbied, they have never had any outcry for actual public restroom restrictions for people who are actually ex-convicts who have actually been put on a state sex offender registry? And what is striking me odd here is that these people who are so terrified of a pervert taking advantage of this are the same people who said, oh, you know, there's that one nut with a gun who's going to kill someone. It's inevitable. I mean, I take that line of reasoning with both these instances. Yes, inherently, there are people who will shoot people. Yes, inherently, there is a scumbag who will take advantage of this. But what's odd is that these people seem to think that, oh, they're going to call themselves transgender and they're going to be immune to any sort of judgment for their actions. I don't think that's the case. If you're going in and you're raping people in the bathroom, touching them inappropriately, you know, groping their butts or something, or you know, installing cameras everywhere and being a total freak, I think you're going to be charged. And those poor women who had to deal with this guy, and you know, he full well knows it's out of their power, yet he still does this. And what about his daughter? I can't imagine how his daughter felt. She probably didn't agree with this, if he even has a daughter using the restroom there at all. So really, that would probably build a case up against him being a pervert or a freak, sitting out there telling women, you know, guys can use the restroom. I think it's well established now. I think we get this. And what I want to tell these people is, you've shared a bathroom with a transgender person. You've done it more than twice, probably. And before it was brought up, it was out of mind, so you didn't care. But now it's brought up and you're freaking out. And why are you freaking out? You've probably already done it. So now that it's being made public, partly because of the Republicans, people are going to freak out. And the thing is we like to group these people up. We like to group everybody up into these subcategories. And we like to use them as political bargaining chips, and we like to put them at the forefront of political discourse that shouldn't be taking place in the first place. They do it with Middle Easterners. They do it with Indians. They do it with religious minorities. They do it with trans people, and they have done it with gay people. And you know what? At the end of the day, one day, these groups will realize, wow, these people really don't care about me. They seem to be drudging me up to get votership. I'm sorry. When you have people like Barack Obama saying, I'm against gay marriage, and then saying, oh, I'm embracing gay marriage, and then, oh, gay marriage has been affirmed constitutionality, you start to realize that these people don't really care about you. And it should be left at an individual basis, and it should be left to the businesses to decide. Because really, there's so many descriptors, right? But really, it's just the individual. And people need to stop looking at people as whole groups of people and really start looking at them as individuals. kind of what the whole concept of capitalism is all about. So you can be afraid all you want, but as my friend pointed out, if you know that that woman has a penis, it most likely means you're doing something wrong, not the person minding their own business using the restroom. And it's funny, It's like these people don't think about actual ex-convicts who are sex offenders, and they like to freak out, and it's a carbon copy issue of the gay marriage issue. And you bet your ass that the Democrats will be, we accept trans people, and the Republicans will say, we're against trans people. With their odd complex of social control, yet saying we should leave the states to do things, to make those decisions, yet howling simultaneously for the big government to come in and strip away rights from these people. They're individuals. They're like you. They're like me. We can't mollycoddle these people. We can't strip rights from these people. The most we can do is guarantee their constitutional rights. And that's really where it begins, and that's really where it ends. And it's like I said before, just another political bargaining chip. And it's sad that these people cling on to these parties. Oh, I'm a Democrat because they stand up for Muslims. They don't give a shit about you. They just want your vote. You are you. And the only politician that remotely cares about you is the person who treats you as a person and not as a group of a voting bloc. That's about it, YouTube. Peace out.